house tonight as dozens of San Diegans showed up to voice their concerns about a new plan for affordable homes.
San Diego Mayor Faulconer wants to turn 8 city properties into permanent supportive housing complexes, and reaction to this is mixed. One of the proposed sites is the former Mission Hills Library on West Washington Street. That's where we find News 8's Abby Alford with an update on tonight's meeting. Abby?
Barbara Lee and Marcella, this is the old Mission Hills Library, and those that worry about this housing for the homeless say that we're at the gateway into Mission Hills here at Washington and Goldfinch. But those that support it say that this is a humanitarian crisis and this type of housing is happening all over the city. An overflowing crowd inside the new Mission Hills Library to talk about San Diego Mayor Faulconer's proposal to create 8 permanent supportive housing units to provide 200 units for homeless in transition on city-owned property.
This is your community. It is suffering from homelessness.
But parents fear with the homeless already in Mission Hills what the permanent supportive housing, or PSH, could bring to the community.
And I can't tell you how many people are passed out. I've got a sex offender, Billy Ray Anderson, masturbating in public. Kids walk right past him every day.
The city reports there are 14 homeless in San Diego. In Mission Hills, the mayor is proposing up to 28 units at the former library. Similar housing is at the Alpha Lots in Normal Heights to address homelessness.
The intensive housing model that has the county or other social services on site able to help people that have very serious and systemic needs.
During Councilman Chris Ward's discussion and Q&A Tuesday night, someone blurted out,
Put them on the bus.
Bus them to Otay. So why don't we just send them to a concentration camp somewhere else?
Alice Rose lives in Cypress and SPH in East Village.
We get to be normal. We have neighbors. I've seen people who I thought would be issues and acting out. They're good neighbors.
Neighbors and business owners who oppose it want the former library used as mixed-use parking for firefighters or shops.
I do feel like it's a done deal. I feel like it's a bait and switch.
The mayor's representative did not attend the meeting. The concerns will be shared with his office before the mayor sends a request for proposal. The mayor's proposed permanent supportive housing will be in 6 city council districts except the 3, which are in District 1, which covers most of La Jolla, District 4 in the Encanto area, and District 6 in the Mira Mesa neighborhoods. Barbara Lee and Marcella.
All right, Abby, thank you.